Ryan, hit stream. It's streaming? All right, turn my mic off. Finally, after 4 months of planning, Loyal to the E is here to invade the sports hit list. Carl Coulange alongside Mike Murillo. Mike, what a journey we've had planning this show. Thank you for joining me on here, man. Definitely appreciate you.
No problem. I just wanted to get into something real quick. I don't mean to be sentimental here, but I just want to get into a quick recap just to see how far we've come. 2 years ago, right here, I was having a debate with Zach
when COVID hit, right?
Yes, exactly. And it got us some good numbers. Now, that made you guys realize, you know what? Maybe wrestling does matter in the sports hit list. So what did we do? We didn't let COVID shut us down. No, we continued with our post-show, our pre-shows. We even had our own mini-shows. I interviewed my future wife, hopefully, Priscilla Kelly. All right.
I remember that segment. Yeah, for sure.
And we went into this whole spin in 2020. 2020 was the year of wrestling in the sports hit list. That's what I'm going to say. 2021, we continued to grow. Everybody wanted this show. Everybody wanted that show. More viewers, continuing. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. And it just got to the point in which we needed to now make it bigger. So what do? We get another show, right? That's WWE based, because I don't believe we've had something like this. Just WWE based.
No, not at all. No,
not at all. So this is our first true WWE based one, and I know there's gonna be a lot of people saying, "Oh, but don't you guys cover WWE?"
That's not what they're gonna say. They're gonna say we're slaves to Vince. We're on our knees for Vince.
We're gonna say
we kiss his ass.
They're gonna say that.
All that.
They're gonna say this and that. The one thing that I will say to you people right here is that all you who say that, or all of you who are just looking at this as just a show, there's a bigger picture to this, Carl. You know what that bigger picture is?
Which is?
The bigger picture is that we're back in the studio, man.
For sure.
That's the bigger picture. The bigger picture is that right here, I'm next to you, okay? I don't have to worry about my internet connection. I don't have to worry about waking up my brother who works all night and he sleeps all day.
Yeah.
You know, we don't have to worry about that. That is the bigger picture here, guys, is that we're back in the studio. And now, anytime you want to have a special on your show, this man will find a way to get you in here, and now it's going to feel real.
Time out. I don't think we want to bring in everybody in
we
here.
Don't want to bring in. We don't want to bring in everybody.
I don't want to bring in everyone.
We don't want to bring
but
in everybody. But for those that, let's say hypothetically speaking, the shows are worth it. The shows can come in here. He will do anything he can to make sure that you have your shows here, whether it be a special or just a mini event. It doesn't matter. All that matters is that we're back here, and I'm along for the ride. I don't care how long it lasts, just as long as it's the best experience possible. I'm ready.
Well,
it's cool, man.
Let's do it, man. Well, thank you, Mike, for that opening monologue for sure. And again, please make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe to all Sports Hit List content. So let's not waste any time. Our first segment we're dealing with is a recap of Monday Night Raw last night. The main thing that stood out to me is the Edge versus AJ Styles. That definitely was the first thing that I started out. Mike, what were your thoughts there? I didn't see Edge going heel, but they didn't waste any time in establishing who's the face and who's the heel in that feud. People were kind of wondering who Edge was going to face. There was that Cody Rhodes rumor, which we'll get into a little bit later, but it was kind of known that we haven't seen Edge versus AJ Styles, and when Edge got drafted to Raw, AJ Styles was at the top of his list. So what are your thoughts on this feud heading into Mania
So
season?
we're starting from the main event.
Yeah, right.
Cool.
So clearly to me, that's what stood out of Raw was the Edge doing the concerto, leaving AJ Styles in the middle of the ring. So that was definitely a point of emphasis for me.
You know, I debated with somebody on a chat. Was it a good idea for him to turn heel? It was spontaneous. It was, just came out of nowhere. Well, there had to be a heel and there had to be a face in this.
Mm-hmm.
Edge, his history, it's great that he's the heel in this. So it was going to happen. You had to be a heel. You had to be a face. Two guys going in there just like, oh, man, it's been a pleasure working with you and just shaking hands and all that. No, come on. That's not what it's about. It's got to make this a little personal. Let's make this, a little bit of a rivalry. And now we're guaranteed to have a good match because now AJ has a reason to face Edge. More than just, oh, I respect you, oh, I want to challenge you, throw out the gauntlet, oh, let's go.
It seems to be, what I saw today on social media, there seems to be a pattern of people giving AJ Styles low blows, right?
Yes.
Shinsuke gave him one, Daniel
one.
Bryan gave him one, now Edge gave him one last night. So it seems to be a consistent pattern.
He doesn't want to have any more. They don't want him, another AJ Styles.
You can even go to Dean Ambrose. He gave him one too. So
listen, he is the best wrestler of this generation. People don't want him to have another kid.
No, but I'm really excited for this feud, especially from a match quality purpose. I think these guys can go the distance. Given the fact that they're veterans and they're still in their, I guess, mid-40s in that bracket of what you call seasoned vets, been in the business for so long, I'm intrigued to see this. This match has potential to steal the show. I'm not sure on which night they're going to put it on Mania, but I'm interested to see how AJ retaliates. What's the clapback going to be next week on Raw and how AJ comes back?
Let me just put this one thing in. For those that are wondering, oh my God, why is it that guys with long hair always have to have their hair wet? Well, if you saw last night, that's why you have to have your hair wet. Okay, Edge was looking at like the Lion King the whole time. That's why you always have. That's why Dolph Ziggler wets his hair, or else you're gonna look like the Lion King.
Right, but I think that was I honestly think that was a look that he was going for.
Kind of like a psychopath.
Aside from that, like I said, to me, out of Monday Night Raw, that's what stood out the most. And I'm interested to see how they go along building Mania. Like we have about 4 weeks out. I'm interested to see how they go along with that.
The legends, can't wait.
Yep. Another thing that happened last night, we had Finn Balor become a United States champion, first time. But then we kind of saw Damian Priest with the heel turn, fully heel turn. He was a tweener the last few weeks, and you were kind of wondering when he was going to go full-blown heel. This was like they got the title off of him, and now he completely went irate, and now I guess that's going to be his narrative, and him and Finn Balor are going to feud. What are your thoughts there?
Well, first of all, I have to say to everybody who thought Finn was going to be buried, in your face. No, he has not been buried.
Are you specifically talking to somebody in particular?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Somebody
you can
call
him out.
In your face.
So who?
All right. I'm not going to mention any names.
Listen, man. This is what we do on the hit list. You're going to mention the name. Mention the name.
I don't even want to mention the show. Okay. This is about us.
For sure.
But,
go ahead.
Yeah, I'm glad that he became the U.S. champion. I didn't necessarily enjoy the fact that he was attacked. But, again, we're gonna go into this. This is why every single Raw, I believe, this year is getting better. Who expected him to win the U.S. title, right? Nobody expected him to win. Now that he's won it, now we're going to see him on TV more often. We're going to see a rivalry, and we'll see what happens from there. I love the fact that he's holding on to a title that he hasn't held on to yet. So again,
Listen,
it's just awesome.
one thing I'm going to say about this feud, and I think it's universal for fans, is to understand is I would like to see more usage of your mid-card titles. That goes for the United States Championship. That goes for the Intercontinental Championship. They have been poorly misused.
The U.S. has been used very, very nicely.
It has not.
You
it
had
has not. No.
hold on a second.
No,
you
no,
had
no, don't do
KO AJ Styles challenge for it.
Over the last year in COVID, like when Bobby Lashley had it, okay, yeah. But after that, it really wasn't used at all. You see what I'm saying? Like Damian Priest didn't defend it as much as he should have. Sheamus, like Ricochet had it. They need to bring it back to the prestigious level where it makes you feel like it's a main event with these
Damian
championships.
Priest helped it out with AJ Styles and KO, and now Finn Balor is going to take it and he's going to elevate it. The Intercontinental title, I can 100% agree.
Oh yeah, it's completely wasted for sure. Another head storyline is we have Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins. They're added to the triple threat tag team match for the championship next week on Raw versus RK Bro and the Alpha Academy. Do you see them winning this tag team championship? Listen, I have a theory for Mania. I don't know if you're thinking the same thing I am, though.
See what he said backstage?
What did he say?
The best thing about winning tag team titles, we'll go to WrestleMania, and then I'll get the hell out of Dallas.
Who said that? Kevin Owens? I don't think that's where they're going with this.
It's teasing.
Listen, you want to hear spoiler alert?
What?
From Carl Coulange's mouth, this is what I'm thinking. Because he mentioned the greatest of all time's name. Kevin Owens, he did. He talked about Shawn Michaels. He talked about Stone Cold. I think you're going to get a tag match. They're not going to win the championships. But there's no line for Seth Rollins for Mania. The way you book it is you get HBK and Stone Cold versus Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens. Because both of them are from Texas. Stone Cold's from Texas. Shawn Michaels is from Texas. Book it.
Let me
exclusive.
Let me ask you a question before we review the match. Did you enjoy Shawn Michaels' last match?
Hold on, I gotta get my FB right. This
Against,
thing's bothering me. I'm breaking the fourth wall. This thing is bothering me all show.
It is what this is what happens, ladies and gentlemen.
It keeps falling out. Hopefully it stays.
It happens in every show.
Answer that. Answer me that question again. Answer the question again.
Did you like Shawn Michaels' last match?
No, it was terrible. It was horrible.
Exactly.
But there's the difference though. Who he was wrestling though. Undertaker was not prepared at all for that match. There's a difference when you're working with a Seth Rollins and Stone Cold. They shipped their ring to his house, so it's on the table. It's on the table. I'm letting you know. Stone Cold's been training, and I don't like to read spoilers, but the minute I saw that rumor, I dived right in deep. It's in the cards, and the fact that Seth Rollins again doesn't have anything for Mania. What else are you going to do with them unless you're going to unify the tag team championships and you're going to put the belts on them? What are they going to be doing for Mania? A guy of Seth Rollins' caliber should be in the match.
Nevertheless, I think it's about time that we just take a break from all this excitement. Okay?
All right, we're going to take our first commercial break here on Loyal to the E. We'll be right back. You're watching Loyal to the E on the Sports Hit List by the fans for the fans.
This is the Sports Hit List. By the fans, for the fans. Be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. In fact, do it now.
We're back here on Loyal to the E on the Sports Hit List by the fans and for the fans. Thank you for joining us live on Facebook, Twitch, and on YouTube. I don't have the comments. I hope people are in the comments. So, Ryan, if you're back there, please answer on my behalf because I know there must be some people in the comment sections. Shout out to Ryan, who's our technical director, Mario, who's directing right now. We got Peter on audio. Jasmine is doing our graphics. We got T behind the camera. We got James behind the camera. And we have Kieran behind the camera. So special shout. And, Jared, I can't forget you on 3Play, by the way. So special shout out to all of our crew right now who are working. We are live right now on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. So WWE News. You want to talk about what's going on. Pat McAfee will be joining Vince McMahon on his podcast on Thursday. Everyone's intrigued by that because they believe there's going to be a match between Vince and Pat McAfee. I don't want to see Vince in the ring again. I think it's completely like when the show does not have a McMahon, we do best. So therefore, McMahon needs to stay out of the ring. He's 76 or 75 years old. No thank you.
So this is something that I was thinking about last night when I saw the news. It came from Dave Meltzer and it came from Well, yeah, it came from one of the worst wrestling journals. I still listen to him anyway.
He's not the worst.
He's not the worst.
He has breaking news.
He's
Stop
so
it. Don't
biased.
do that. Don't do that.
He's so biased.
Who
Anyway,
isn't biased? You're biased. Like,
I'm not biased.
We're all biased.
No,
yes,
we're
we
not.
are. Don't do that.
we go
Don't
from
do
whatever
that.
we want.
Don't do that.
Okay.
That's biased. That's what I'm saying. You're being
All right.
biased. Come on. Don't do that.
Okay. Nevertheless, so this is my theory because I was thinking about this last night. Theory, knock on wood, Austin Theory will take his place.
He's face Pat McAfee.
Yes, he's going to ask Austin Theory.
Okay.
At first, I thought maybe he might be for the U.S. title, but then I came to the realization that
Keep going. Go ahead.
that might not be the case.
So you think Pat
I
McAfee's
think
going to face?
they teased it. Yeah,
They teased it,
when
yeah.
he was looking at the eraser. I think that's going to be it.
Yeah. I mean, listen. I have a lot of people who are complaining about the 2-night manias and having 2 manias over a night, because they don't know how many matches they can fill out. But hopefully listen, I love Pat McAfee on SmackDown. I think he's awesome. I think he's great. I don't know what his ring capabilities are, but I think he's amazing to have him in the ring.
Let's talk about the solo. Undertaker's not getting his solo Hall of Fame.
Listen, I don't think he does. Listen, Undertaker can't be above WWE to get his own solo act. There's never been a superstar big enough to get that solo act. So take it back to when Stone Cold got inducted in 2009, when Shawn Michaels got inducted, when Ric Flair got inducted, when Bruno got inducted. None of these guys got solo acts. So what makes the Undertaker different to get a solo act? I understand he's the greatest character. So I don't think he should have a solo act.
I mean, we'll see what happens. Obviously, the fans are outraged by it, but I mean, whatever. It is what it is.
One more thing before we go to commercial break. Cody Rhodes to the WWE. Is it happening or not? What are your sources telling you?
My sources are telling me, yes, it is happening, and don't be surprised if we see him at Mania.
So he makes a surprise at what point in Mania? Does he just make a promo? Does he come out?
Let's
What
say
does he
Roman
do?
Reigns is cheering on everybody. Boom, I'm better than The Undertaker. I wouldn't be surprised
The
if
way
he
to
hears
book it,
something.
though, is this. WWE is smart. Night 2, Roman wins the Universal Championship, and then Cody Rhodes' theme music hits. We go home.
We go a huge
That's
pop.
perfect booking.
Yeah.
With that said, we're going to take our final commercial break of the show. We'll be right back. Oh, man. WrestleMania means a lot to me. I'm a very big sports fan. I'm a very big WWE fan. And WrestleMania is everything to me. You know, I look forward to it every single year. Just being around, just once the Royal Rumble starts and you just get that feeling as a wrestling fan that I don't think anyone can take away from you. And it means a lot. Just being able to attend 4 of them and being in the arena with 70,000+ fans screaming just like you are and knowing that you're not the only one who feels that way, nothing better at all. And wrestling has got, pro wrestling, especially WWE, has gotten me through some tough times. And it's my little thing that I enjoy that gets my mind off of things. And there's no better feeling than knowing when WrestleMania season comes around and you get all excited to know what's going to be on the card. And it's a great feeling. I love it every single year. And it means a lot to me. We are back here on Loyal to the E on the Sports Hit List by the fans and for the fans. Our final segment for today was WWE Smackdown, the B show, or what's considered the B show, which is really the A show, and it's the best show. Smackdown, I love it, 2 hours. Raw takes me an entire week, but because of this program, I have to watch Raw in one night. So I'll wake up at like 3 or 4 in the morning when I'm sending out my random text messages to my entire crew about what we need to do for the hit list, and I'm watching WWE Raw. So Smackdown, I love it. Roman Reigns, for the last 2 years, has done a great job going heel, head of the table, right? Head of the table, the Tribal Chief versus Brock Lesnar. I didn't think that they would actually unify the championships because having 2 different champions gives more elevation to talent, but I'm really intrigued how they're going to build Brock. They've been building this Brock versus Roman feud since, God knows, since like 2015, and I think this is the end. This should be the end of Brock versus Roman, right?
It's the only money match, so it's tough to see if this is truly the end. But I believe this will be the end.
Honestly.
Okay, so you say it's the A show. Recently, the past couple months, I don't see it as that. It's really kind of slowed down a little bit ever since the draft.
Really?
Yeah, it's kind of slowed down.
It's still better than Raw, though, I think.
I think Raw's getting better as of recent.
Yeah,
well,
but
watch Raw get better until Mania. And
listen,
then they'll switch.
my whole theory is this, though. Because Raw is 3 hours, sometimes it gets dragging with the 3 hours. I mean, last night's Raw was great. But I think SmackDown, you get a little bit of enough to get you through the show. And again, like I said, Pat McAfee's commentary and him just standing on the table and just dancing when Nakamura's music hits, to me, is just, it's just gold. Like, I just love it. Like, I wish I could do it right now and just take everything off and just get on the table and just start.
Well, I mean, just
rocking out to that
raise the jib. Well, let's break the fourth wall. Raise the jib a little bit.
No, I'm not doing that. No, no, absolutely not. No, I can't do that. No.
Yeah, no. This is definitely has to be the last time we see it. But I actually have a question for you, because I kept thinking about this. What the hell are they going to name the title if it's unified?
They're just going to call it the WWE Championship. You just get rid of the Universal. It could be two options, right? You get rid of the Universal Championship completely and just unify and just call it the Undisputed WWE Championship, and then you bring back the world title to Raw, and then you keep it. You could do that, or you just have two options. You unify, get rid of the Universal. You have one championship, and the champion goes on both shows, or you have another championship on Raw. Like, I think that's what
we talked about the IC title.
Say it again.
We talked about the IC title earlier.
Yeah, we did.
Okay. Now Johnny Knoxville came out there. He seemed like he was going to challenge him. Thank goodness Sami Zayn kicked him. And Sami Zayn, being the professional that he is, he realized that he didn't kick him before, so he did it again. And he actually got him. And thankfully, the people that were complaining, Johnny Knoxville is going to challenge for it. No, he's not going to challenge for it. Instead, it's going to be Ricochet, a guy who's going to be given a chance.
No, Ricochet is going to challenge for it on SmackDown. Doesn't mean that Johnny's not going to challenge for it at Mania. Like, there's no it's still a possibility. And you're right. I don't know why he went for it again. I think he missed, but then I don't think he should have sold it though. Johnny Knoxville shouldn't have sold it. Like, when he missed it, he missed it. There was no reason for him to sell it.
But he's not a professional wrestler, you know.
So he doesn't know the code.
He doesn't know the code. Right. Sammy's like, okay, I got to put it in my own hands. I actually got to kick this guy.
Yeah.
And it's not the first time the Jackass crew was in there, so they're okay with, getting hit real hard.
What do you think of Sasha Banks and Naomi teaming up for the role?
Well, first off, Sasha Banks is absolutely beautiful.
You shooting your shot right now?
I'm shooting my shot with Priscilla Kelly or Gigi. If you're watching this, listen, I know you're a gypsy. I'm no blonde who skates, but I like heavy metal, all right? I like soccer, and I like wrestling, and I like your stuff. If you're watching this, all right, please. Anyway, and I'm also 23.
Tell her your birthday. What's your sign? Because you're giving everything out. You might as well continue.
I am a liberal. I'm a liberal. I'm not a liberal. I'm not a liberal. No, I'm not a liberal. I'm a Libra.
Oh, man. Okay.
Nothing wrong with being a liberal, but I'm a Libra. Anyway.
Only on the sports hit list, and my IFB keeps falling out all show.
I love it. I love it. But where are we going by?
I don't know, because you just went on a rant about how you're making your pitch and you're shot.
Sasha Banks. You know what I think they're doing here with Sasha Banks? They just ran out of ideas. So just like, let's put her together.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, for sure.
But you know what? I like the fact that Naomi, first off, the whole thing with, I'm going to call her Cruella DeVille at this point. Sonya Deville.
You see that storyline didn't bother me, because abuse of authority, I got it. It didn't bother me as much.
But dude, I mean, for what? What reason? Did they ever explain why?
No, they didn't. But I think I think you're gonna get. I thought you were gonna get Naomi versus Sonya in a one-on-one at Mania, but clearly they're moving in the direction of trying to get the tag team titles. And as you said, they don't have anything for Sasha at this point. So you're just throwing up to Naomi just randomly came down to commentary, said a couple words, and then all of a sudden she's just like, you know what, we're gonna win the tag team championships, and then now they're tag partners, which makes no sense to me.
That we don't see any bitching from Sasha, that we hear that backstage, because then that will ruin for Naomi. Because I always see Sasha, she's always in the main event. I hope she does not complain about Ronda being in the main event.
No, well, listen, Ronda had a 3-year absence. Ronda versus Charlotte, I think and thanks for transitioning to that. Ronda versus Charlotte is something that we kind of knew was coming, and it's the same thing with Brock. I don't know if you're getting this. Like, I love Charlotte. I think she's great at what she does. She's a great in-ring general, but you're getting to that point where it's Charlotte fatigue. A little bit, just a little bit. And even Becky too, a little bit, because I understand they're your go-tos, they're your top stars, you want them in your show, you're going to continue referencing to them, but how much more of Charlotte can we see at the top as a women's champion?
Let me tell you something though. First off, if they take the title off her, look, there was this one point where she went 6 months without the title, and Ric Flair was complaining. And then there was rumors that she wasn't happy. Like, they're catering to her. So they're going to keep the title on her. If they give the title to Ronda, look, judge me for all you want. People can say, oh, he's a stan. Oh, he's bitter. Oh, this and that. She disrespected the fans. She disrespected the fans on Twitter a couple of years ago. No, I think it was like 2 years ago, and I couldn't take it. And she was also bitching about, oh, the travel, this. You signed up for this, okay? So if you're the champion, you're going to be doing even more traveling.
Yes, but again, I don't think they should. I'm all about giving everybody equal opportunity. I think there's a lot of talent on SmackDown that deserve an opportunity at the title, at the championship. And again, it's a matter of Charlotte fatigue. Like, I get it, though. You know, it's the same thing with Roman. You want your top heading into WrestleMania, the people that you're going to be able to sell. So it's hard, but at some point, you know, when is there going to be newer stars to come in and challenge Charlotte?
And the future stars are going to be at NXT, but I only see one guy that really can be a future star.
Well, I guess we'll do our NXT review next week on the show, right?
I don't think we're. I think that's the worst show, really. This is my issue. Okay, Triple H, unfortunately.
You said you weren't going to do this,
Hold
though.
on, I'm not doing this.
You just said.
I'm not doing this, and this is why I'm not doing it. And many people are going to be like, but didn't you have like an early show on that actually didn't do so bad? Yeah, I did. But guess what? I ended it because, first off, I want more views, number one. And number two, nobody understood NXT at the time. And now that it's gone, oh, we miss it. Well, guess what? For somebody who's seen NXT on a constant basis, I miss the hell out of it. But this one it isn't worth it. I mean, and if you told me, let's go over an NXT review, the only thing I can give you is a Ron Breakker segment and Gigi, Priscilla Kelly segment.
That's the second time you've mentioned her on the show.
You
Mandy just
Rose,
did.
hold on. Mandy Rose. Okay.
Oh yeah, listen. Let's not. I'm not gonna do it today on this show to talk about Mandy Rose. Mandy Rose and I. You know what? I'll talk to you about that later.
So that's why we're not. So that's why we're not going over NXT. But what I will say is Braun Breaker's future star. If they're looking for their next big draw, he's going to be their next big draw, along with Austin Theory.
Yeah, right. So thank you everyone for joining us for the first edition of Loyal to the E. Now, Loyal to the E is not the only show on the Sports Hit List brand. Coming up at 5:30, we do have Chirp and Chat with Ryan, who's our technical director right now. Make sure you tune in. You'll get all your hockey. Right now, you'll basically see the Hit List brand and all the shows we have. So continuing on in the week, we have the Fan Zone tonight at 7 o'clock. We have Sports Mania tomorrow at 4 o'clock. I'll be back at 7 o'clock with On the Court tomorrow, and then we have AEW Injection.
Sucks. Sucks.
Someone's throwing shots.
I'm sorry.
That's not me.
No, I'm not throwing shots. I was coughing.
Yes, you are. AEW Injection following Dynamite at 10 o'clock tomorrow night. And then we finish with the first lady, the only lady of the Sports Hit List, with the B Show on Thursday. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, no hit list shows. We're right back on Monday with Smoke and Mirrors at 7 o'clock. And we also have the NFL show, which is not here for football season, but the roster is coming soon, March 10th at 7:30 for all your NFL off-season transactions. Like, share, comment, subscribe. All Sports Hit List content all over social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube. We don't have a Snapchat because I don't use it, but no one's convinced me enough to get a Snapchat. Thank you for watching Loyal to the E, and we'll be right back next week at 4 o'clock with another edition. Take care.
And